Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to be taking a look at customcurve, a mouse acceleration software that lets you draw the acceleration curve that you want. I reached out to the creator a couple of weeks ago and was grateful to receive a copy of the full version to test. At the end of the video I'll be doing a giveaway for 3 copies of the pro version, so be sure to stick around if you want to enter. There's been a lot of hype recently around mouse Accel, especially with the likes of TENS and other Valorant pros giving it a go. However, the program itself has left a lot of people puzzled, as they just don't know what values to put in and what everything means. This is where customcurve comes in. You don't need to know any math, you just click on a point and drag it. Installing the program is really easy. Either head to mouseacceleration.com or click the first link in the description. Here there will be 2 versions that you can install. To try the program out, I suggest you download the light version, as it's free to use and covers the basic features. However, if at a later point you do want to upgrade, for more features such as profile switching, more control points, and overall greater flexibility in curve creation, then you can opt for the pro version and use code HAPPY at checkout for a discount on your purchase. Okay, so this is what the program looks like once installed. The y-axis of the graph represents the sensitivity, and the x-axis represents your mouse speed. If you want to change your base sensitivity, then you can drag the start of the curve up and down. If you want to change your maximum sensitivity, then you can drag the final point of the curve and move it to where you want. Let's say you want to restrict the movement to a specific axis. Hold X to lock the movement to the x-axis. Here you see me moving my mouse up and down, but the point only moves left and right. If you hold Y, it locks movement to the y-axis. The next thing we can take a look at is points. If you right click on the dotted lines, there are 2 types of points you can add. A normal point and an edge point. A normal point lets you arc the curve in the direction of the point, so that you can shape it concave down or concave up. Now let's try adding an edge point. This directs the shape of the graph towards that point. Again, you can move this around as you wish. This is usually restricted to your base and maximum sense. If you do want to bypass these limits, you can enable negative Accel. Here you can see me move the point below the base sense. Okay, so here's my curve after playing around a bit. If you want to change the position of a specific point, right click and it gives you a coordinate box that you can fill in, depending on where you want that point to be. If you want a separate vertical sensitivity, drag the slider to the vertical axis and right click on the plus box next to sensitivity. Enter a value you want to scale the graph by. I'm going to try a value of 1.2. Now click the plus button and it will make another curve 1.2 times higher than the horizontal one. If you press V on your keyboard, you can quickly swap between your horizontal and vertical curves. From here you can edit each curve as you want. Here I'm going to lower my maximum sense for my horizontal curve, swap to my vertical curve and then reduce the dip. After making each change, just click apply and then OK. The plus and minus buttons will shift the graph in the given direction. If we click the bottom plus button, for example, it will shift the curve to the right. But now the graph's out of scale. How can we fix that? Well, you can either use the scroll wheel to zoom in and out, or you can use Ctrl plus R, which will rescale the whole graph. Another useful keybind is using Ctrl or Alt along with the plus and minus buttons to scale the top or bottom parts of the curve accordingly. If you're happy with your settings, you can save the profile by going to File, Save, and then enter the name for your settings. I'm just going to enter Test Profile and then click Save. To open a profile, go to File, Load, and then select the profile you want to use. customcurve Pro also comes with 10 great presets, so let's try one of them out for Valorant. From the top bar, click Presets and select one of the presets to try. I'm going to try preset 10. And I'm currently on 1600 DPI, so I'm going to click on this. Now I'm just going to load up Valorant and see how it feels. Now I'm in the range, and already my mouse feels really slow as I've kept my in-game sense the same. You can see that even with big flicks, I'm barely turning. Rather than adjusting the curve, I'll keep changing my in-game sense until I can do 180s comfortably. This already feels much better. Now let's see how I perform when shooting some bots. When trying a new curve, you should try to put yourself through as many scenarios as possible, so you can really understand what your curve is doing to your aim. Another thing to note is that customcurve uses the same anti-cheat measures as rawaccel, so it's safe to use in games like Valorant and Warzone. However, like with any program on your computer, you use them at your own risk. Overall, customcurve is a great alternative for those who find mouse acceleration intimidating but want to give it a go. The Pro version is great for both beginners and power users who really know what they want from mouse accel. If you get stuck with anything, feel free to join the customcurve Discord to ask any questions you have. If you've got this far, you're probably here for the giveaway. To enter, simply leave a comment below saying customcurve Pro and react to the message in the Discord. Winners will be decided in 2 weeks. If you're new around here and interested in mouse acceleration or improving as a mouse and keyboard player in general, then feel free to subscribe for more content to come. Thanks for watching, and I hope you all have a great day.